Any board game selling regrets? I sure do. Now, I know some of you are like, wait, selling a game? Why would I do that? I need this huge collection. But I don't have that kind of space, and I know many others don't as well. So there's games that have to be replaced or taken out of the collection, and so new ones can come in. And that's the case for me in the closet right over there. So I have sold many games over the course of years, but there's a good amount that I do regret selling, and some that stand out in my mind. So I want to share a few of those with you right now. The first game that I regret selling is The Resistance, and I sold it because I bought Coup. Now, Coup is in the Resistance family. It's actually the Resistance Coup. Both are bluffing, deduction type games, and the Resistance was one that I played a whole lot with the youth that I worked with over one particular summer. We had a lot of fun playing the Resistance because it's really a simple bluffing game. You're either trying to get people to go on a mission or cancel the mission, and that's really it. You're just trying to fake out people, whether you're a good guy or a bad guy. And a great thing about the Resistance is it plays up to 10 players. It really allowed us to play a quick game of the Resistance and get to know each other better. So it was a great kind of opening game each week for us as we met. Now, I got the Coup because, like a lot of games out there, a new one in a series comes along and all of a sudden it's like, well, I don't need the old one anymore. But for me, I got Coup and I really like Coup. But Coup has a bit more calculated moves in it. It only plays up to 6 players and there's more depth and strategy, which is definitely a pro. But in a group setting with some non-gamers amongst us, it's actually a con. So I think Coup and the Resistance both are great on our shelves, especially since they're small boxes. But I got rid of the Resistance because I had to have the new version, and I really wish I had them both. The second one is Adrenaline. If you haven't played Adrenaline, it's an arena shooter, but to me, it reminds me of the gun switching in a first-person shooter like Halo. And I'm a big Halo fan. I've made my own cosplay of a Spartan or two a couple times over the years. But Adrenaline's fast-paced mechanics allow you to die in the game, but then be revived and respawn very quickly. So you can continue on, gain more points, and try out the new weapons that you get around the arena. It's a lot of fun, and it was the first game I ever made an insert for. It was out of foam. It was terrible. I sold that one off because it was kind of early in our group's board gaming journey, and I thought, well, there's got to be other things out there that they would like more than this. But I miss Adrenaline. It's a good game, and I don't think it gets enough credit. My next game selling regret is Carabunde, or Pitch Car as it's known here in the States. Here's a picture of my set. Apparently I was going through a black and white photo phase at the time. I got a set of Carabunde off of Marketplace one time. It just came across it and thought it looked really interesting. And if you know my videos, I like dexterity games, so having a race car track that we could flick around cars to be able to try to outrace each other was a great idea. It was another game that I played quite a bit with the youth that I worked with. So we would get that out, and anybody can play that game because it's so fun just to flick the cars around and, cause crashes and really just all of a sudden someone can come from way behind to first place by really getting a flick to curve around the outside of the track. I even cut out my own pieces for it. So I had one that was like, we called Swiss cheese, that had holes in it, or a really narrow track. So why did I sell it? Well, Pitch Car is a heavy beast to carry around, so I didn't take it to very many places, and it takes a while to set up. You've got to kind of have a dedicated big table space to be able to use it. So I found after a while we weren't playing it anymore, and I decided, well, with that big box, I better sell it off. Dumb mistake, because if you've looked up how much it is to get Pitch Car and its expansions, oh, come on. I should have held on to that one. It is not easy to replace. Another selling regret is Western Legends. Here's a couple of glamour shots of it on our table. And if you're thinking, Dwayne, come on, storytelling, open world, cowboys, that sounds like it's right up your alley. Yep, it is. I had gotten a good deal on Western Legends, so I didn't have a lot of money into it, and I took it to our game group, and we had a great time playing it. If you've played Western Legends, you could be a bad guy or a good guy or somewhere in between. You can go mining. There's all kinds of things you can do, and expansions even bring more to the table. And my game group took pretty quickly to the poker mechanics that let you gunfight and other things in the game. But I ended up selling it because it ran a little long the first time we played it, and I just thought it's probably not going to get to the table very often. Sadly, it's a game that game group has asked me, like, oh, can we play that Western game? And I'm like, yeah, about that. The last board game selling regret that I'll share with you today is really for nostalgic reasons only, and that is Weapons and Warriors. What you're seeing here is a whole set of Weapons and Warriors that I got not too long ago here locally. If you don't know Weapons and Warriors, it's the alt version of crossbows and catapults that came out years ago. Really more toy than game. I'm flicking marbles on catapults into your enemy as they move forward, but I have such fond memories of that game from back in college. Yes, Weapons and Warriors is that old. A buddy and I, who for like a semester played the game pretty regularly, got the bright idea to bring it with us while we were stagehands at a musical presentation. We were the people all dressed in black who, on the tech team, who had to spin the piano around. We thought, oh, we'll be cool and go down to the orchestra pit that was underneath the stage and set up Weapons and Warriors. In retrospect, I don't know if the word cool is what you would use with that, but we thought it was pretty cool at the time. And we had a blast doing it. We didn't ask permission and we didn't get caught playing, so we thought we were being so rebellious. Sadly, when I left college, I had to leave that game behind because, it's a huge thing. But I always wished I could find it again, and not too long ago, I did. That picture is me finding a set online here locally for really cheap. And I saw that and I bought it right away. So I got it home, changed out the well-worn and crumbling into dust rubber bands, set it up in the middle of our living room floor, and thought, I am going to introduce my family to Weapons and Warriors. And we played it for about half an hour, and then realized, yeah, we're not going to get this thing out on any regular basis. So back into the closet it went, and it stayed there for a few months. But after a while, I realized, I'm not going to get this out. My kids are a lot older now, and the toy factor is just not appealing to us as it once was. So I put it back online for the same price and hopefully brighten somebody else's day with it. The buyer said they were looking forward to playing with their kids, so I hope they're having fun. Those catapults can really launch. Well, that's a few of my board game selling regrets. What's some of the things that you've bought over the years that you wish you had back? Or are there any games that you've bought maybe a couple of times and resold and then bought again because you just kind of need it back into your collection? Please share those games and stories in the comments below. Sold games, you are gone, but not forgotten.